Hi, girl. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Excellent.
No morbs. He's excellent.
Yeah, maybe. I guess. They gone.
They gone.
They gone.
For
Ain't
now.
got no time for them.
For now.
No time. How are you?
I'm decent.
Decent. You tried to die on us last week.
I did. Went ahead and got real sick.
She had the C-vid.
The C-vid. I never got tested, but the person I was around had gotten tested, so we're guessing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You had it. No question.
Yeah, fevers and...
Oh.
I don't usually get fevers either, and you forget how bad they kick your ass.
They do. They make you so tired. Mm-hmm. It's like a little kid thing.
Yeah.
They're like, what the hell? I'm 42 years old.
I don't
Why do I
get
have
fevers. What the hell?
Yeah.
The body aches were the worst part of it.
I hate those.
Yeah. 99% better.
Good. I feel like I haven't really seen you in forever.
I know.
Isn't that weird? Like Monday and Tuesday, we were in the office. Well, I was in here for a little bit yesterday, but not much.
Uh-huh.
We golfed Tuesday night.
We've been working our hearts out this week.
Yeah.
What? We got work.
Trying.
We got work to do, guys.
Crying but trying.
Crying but trying. You got a hot flash?
I haven't had a... No.
Me either. I feel like I should have one. I'm sure there was one in the last 2 weeks.
We've just been very forgiving.
Just been letting everything slide.
Let it slide. Chuck it in the fuck it bucket. Isn't that what you said a minute ago?
Just go ahead and chuck it in the fucking bucket.
Where did that come from?
I don't know, but I like it.
I like it
I
too.
could chuck a lot of things in that bucket.
Me too. Wouldn't get me very far in life, but that bucket would be overflowing. Put everything in it.
Put all of it.
It.
Chuck it in there.
The job,
Is the bucket big?
Yeah. How big of a bucket are we talking about? I would like to make sure I utilize every inch.
We got still some more room in there. Gotta put this in there too.
I like it. You said it a minute ago, and I was like, oh my God, I haven't heard that in forever.
Don't know where it came from.
I love, good dad stuff, though. We've talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I got Soph last week when we were talking about
camping.
Man.
That was so good.
She was so annoyed because I kept going that night, too.
She said, when y'all leaving to go camping? And Des said, we're pulling chocks and headed out at 3. I'm all, what? You're pulling chocks. She looks at me, she goes, yeah, isn't that what they are?
You know the tire things that go under the tires? That's what they are, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then that night, we were at home, and Willie was whining, and she's dog sitting, too. And both of them were whining, and I was like, let them out. She's like, why are they whining? I said, they probably got a pinch of loaf.
Oh, yeah, you told me that. She was like, what's that mean?
So she posted a picture of me on her Snapchat. My mom's pulling chocks and pinching loaves.
She's like, this lady got so dad dorky. Jokes for days.
It's so dorky. So it makes me so happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you say some, I'm like, oh my God, yes. I love it when somebody else plays in, you know?
Yeah.
And doesn't just look at you like you're just...
Or let it slide. Like, idiot. I want you to notice that I said that, please.
Yeah. Hello, did you hear me? Did you hear what I said there?
Fucking laugh.
Bucket, pulling chalks, and pinching loaves.
Jeez. Pinching loaves.
She was so grossed out when I told her what it is. She's like, oh, God. And I'm like, pretty funny, huh? She goes, doesn't Grandpa say dropping the kids off at the pool? I'm like, yeah.
Oh, my God. I love dads. They're the best.
Me too. Anyway. So we missed you. I'm glad you're 99% better.
Yeah. Just getting a little tired every now and then. But that's it.
You don't be saying that. That's not allowed.
I know. No, it's not. Honestly, I thought about that and was like, maybe that would be my hot flash.
Mm-hmm.
That my husband has to always be, you have to always be having fun. You can't say that you're down at all.
He doesn't allow morbs or tired.
Yeah, 10:15 going to bed on a Friday. We're lame. I'm like, it's 10 fucking 15.
We are in our 40s.
And I am sick. I'm
Even
going
if
to bed.
We're in our 40s. Like, there's something to be said about being in your 40s and just getting
Being
up
comfortable
in the morning and feeling good.
Yeah.
And, like,
having the whole day.
yeah.
Having coffee in the morning early on a Saturday. The best.
I'm going to get some sleep.
I said, will you quit shaming me, sir? I think he realized that he's been doing it.
Yeah. Well, it's not like you were pretending.
No.
Like, there was no faking that.
No.
And Courtney's like, well, I mean, maybe I could come in for... I'm like, don't come near me.
Stay out of here.
Stay home. Well, I feel guilty that I'm napping. I'm like, you're sick. Don't come fucking near me and go to sleep. Don't make me come put you in a fucking headlock. I'm gonna come lock you in your own house.
I came in and met a client. I was on an upswing then, at least.
Yeah, you were. You were out of the quarantine window.
Yeah. Probably not, but yeah. I notified them that I wasn't feeling good, so they came at their own risk.
Yeah. You did good. There was no coughing, nothing.
How was your 4th of July?
It was good.
Good?
It was different. Yeah.
Different?
Yeah. We did. So Corey loves music. I remember he gives me a concert every time he showers. Well, this guy went and bought microphones to go with his big ass speaker. You know, the speaker we
he's
had
been
a fight
talking about it for a while.
Oh, he didn't. He didn't. He showed up and I'm like, what are those? He's like, they're for the speaker so we could do karaoke. I'm like, when? He's like, camping. I'm like, oh my God. So like the first night we did it, it was me, my sister, Corey, and Aaron around the fire, and Joseph and Camry, my nephew and his girlfriend. And Corey was talking into the microphone like he was putting on a show. Yeah. Like we were the audience.
Yeah.
Okay. And Aaron had the other microphone, and my parents were up on top of the hill at their place. Yeah. And they're talking through the microphone, and they're like, Gary, oh, Gare Bear. And Mom was laughing, and so then they would sing and like change the words to where they were like dissing my parents, you know. Like it was hilarious, having a good time, and I participated that night. Well, the next night, I wasn't
in the mood.
Me sober karaoke is like a solo dance class.
Can't do it. Too embarrassed.
I can't do it. My mom was singing because she came down to play. And she was singing, having a great time, and she kept putting it. And I'll go, I can hear myself. I don't like that. But, like, it was, like, my worst nightmare. And, like, and Corey wouldn't give it up. He just wanted to sing. And I'm like this. I'm going to bed. I didn't go to bed, but we did turn it off.
You said turn it off or I'm going to bed.
No, well... It was kind of loud for a second, and I think Gary got over it. Yeah. So he shut the party down. Dad said no more.
And then you didn't have to worry about it.
Nope. But I was trying to sing and have fun, but I got to be intoxicated. Just like I said, if you see me on the dance floor, I'm intoxicated. Yeah. Send me home. Yeah. Because I will wake up in the morning and hate everything.
You'll think of every single move you made.
Every single thing. Every... rigid ass hip swing that I did.
Ever get low.
Yeah. And maybe not returning. So I actually did think the next morning about the songs, and I gave myself the ick. I was like, God, I don't know.
Speaking of icks, I have a question for you.
Oh shit, okay.
Does your partner have one thing that they do that immediately gives you the ick, but you let it slide because you love them?
I'd have to think on that one.
You smiled.
There is.
What is it?
And it's nothing that he does. It's.
I mean, we all do it. We've got stuff that we do too that they probably are gross.
Oh yeah. And if he says that he loves everything about me, he's a fucking liar. Right. Because I mean, you love most things about me. Right. He hates my. Anyway. Yeah, there is one thing.
Okay, tell me, what is it?
And would it hurt his feelings? It wouldn't hurt his feelings, right?
I don't know. Does he not know at all?
I don't ever tell him. It's not anything like he does. It's like, and it's probably because I had such a different experience in high school.
Yeah.
But when he relives the glory days of high school, I'm like, oh my God. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm like, babe, you have come so far since high school. Like, you didn't peak in high school.
Right.
But the way you're speaking makes it sound like you peaked in high school. Like, I think you're so much cooler than you were in high school. But I think what he mostly misses about high school is he had such a close group of friends.
Yeah.
There's like 4 dudes that were always together. They did everything together. He's got a lot of great memories about it. And I just had such a different experience than him. But sometimes when he gets on it, I do get the ick. I'm like, oh my God.
That's funny. Josh does that too. Josh loves
fucking the American
school.
dream.
Yep, the American dream.
Is that sticker still on the truck?
Yeah.
Yes.
Adriana wore a hat for 4th of July that said, I'm the American dream. And he was like, where'd you get that thing?
You're all, no. No, Joshua.
I'll find you one.
But yeah, so it's not like anything he does, like, physically does, you know, like, I don't know if that makes sense, but.
I'm sure Josh has more than one. Like,
that icks you out?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, I know that there's a couple of things that he does, but one stands out.
Okay.
I know that there's things I do too that he's like,
absolutely.
even if it's not the ick, but it's just like, that's so annoying that you do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
He will keep a piece of food in his mouth and roll it around. You can hear it. You can see him tossing it around like a noodle.
Does he know you hate that? Have you told him?
I mean, I have a couple of times.
Is he just hearing it for the first time
No,
today?
I've told him a couple of times.
A noodle?
Or anything. Like, you know what I mean? He'll just keep like a piece of food in his mouth and he'll play with it.
Get a piece of gum. Mm-hmm. Swallow it, get a piece of gum.
He don't eat gum. He don't chew gum.
Why?
He doesn't like it.
That'd give me the ick too. I would be like, are you worried you're not going to eat again? Why are you doing that?
I don't love it at all.
Poor Joshua.
Especially
Well, there's a few that he has, but this one sticks
well,
out.
I know for sure that there's some things because we pick on each other.
Oh, yeah. Well, you guys have been married for so long.
20 years. Almost. Yeah, October.
I've lived 2 lifetimes since you guys got married.
But we joke with each other about him. So, like, what I'll do is when he starts to do that, I just look at him, like, look at the side of his head.
Does he notice you're doing that?
Mm-hmm. He's like, what? And then he'll be like, oh, fuck. I could
Sorry
tell.
about that. Let me swallow
this real quick. Let me swallow this real quick. Sorry about that.
That is weird. It's like a little gerbil. And then you
if I weren't married to you.
Yeah. There are certain things that we put up with, like anyone puts up with, that they would not allow anybody else to do.
1,000%.
Yeah. I texted Corey this morning and I said, I didn't get going. I had a 9 o'clock appointment.
Yeah.
Okay. And I knew I had a 9 o'clock appointment, but something happened. I don't know what happened.
Dicked around.
I know exactly what happened. I was laying on my bed with it unmade, scrolling. I even had like
you got in deep,
like this with the triangle, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
laying there, and I'm like, ooh, what's this? And ooh, what that? Just a couple more minutes, and then I told myself I'm gonna get up and go at 7:30. I'm gonna, really power through and get it done. I did not.
Oh.
And so I texted him and I said, so by the way, I didn't get to do my morning chores before I left the house. The bed's not made. My clothes that I took out of the dryer are on the table. Things that I hate and don't allow anyone else to do. Mm-hmm. He goes, God damn it, Desiree. He don't care, but,
Yes.
He's probably like, you breaking your own rules. Psycho.
I'm only allowed to do it.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Yes. Do as I say, not as I do.
And I just told you I'm aware I broke it.
Yeah.
I'll be back on my bullshit tomorrow.
will be. Bed will be made. Actually, it's Friday. It's sheet wash day.
There you go.
Anyways, so yeah, shit you allow people to do. That's funny.
I know for sure there's things I do that would annoy him, and one of them is probably that
Be tired.
I was going to say it in a different way. I was going to say that he would think it's lazy. When I'm not up for doing something and he wants to do something, I know that annoys the shit out of him sometimes.
I know I do things that annoy Corey too. I got in trouble. I did.
What?
Because when there's a lot of things in my brain, I forget to share certain things. He fucking
Or
hates
selectively share Desiree.
I'm like, oh, by the way, we have a dog in our house.
I didn't want to deal with this confrontation then, so I'll put it off until now.
I'm on the delivery date of the dog. I'm like, so by the way.
Let's see.
I forgot to follow up to get like the, plan because I had my own plans I was making. And then this dog shows up at my house. I'm like, Corey goes, 30 fucking days. I'm like, yeah, so about that. I know that drives him crazy. And it drives him crazy that I forget things too. Because he said something to me this morning and I went and we were still like in bed and I said, huh? He goes, don't worry, you'll ask me again tonight when you get home. That's his.
I love
Hates
marriage.
it.
I really do.
Me too.
It really is good for all of us to have to put up with somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I love you, but you're annoying the fuck out of me right now.
He's like, yep, I only told you that 10 times. I'm like, so I didn't tell you this at all. But because I sometimes just get home and I'm done. I'm done.
For sure.
So then
I don't want to talk.
And then when I wake up in the morning, I dick around too long and then I really forget.
Now it's gone.
Yeah.
Now I'm on the whole new days bullshit.
Yeah. Then there's a lot of bullshit.
I'm going to chuck it in the fucking bucket. That's what you do. You chuck it in the fucking bucket and you don't pull it back out.
My bucket is constantly overflowing. It is constant chaos and overflowing.
I'm going to put it in there and it's nobody else's business.
Yeah. Sophia will be like, you didn't tell me that. I'm like, you're right, I didn't, but this is what happened. This is what's happening. So, those are our icks.
We'll have to get them on one time. They know better, though. They probably would never tell us.
I want, like, in this kind of setting, I want to know. I don't want to know what you hate about me when we're fighting.
No, I agree. Like, if we're making fun, I want you to make fun, too. Mm-hmm. That's the best.
Yeah,
roast
it is.
me.
It's like, you're right. You are right.
Don't be mean about it.
I know. I don't feel like they get mean about it.
No, they wouldn't.
Maybe they would. Maybe they do when they're together. Off air.
Oh, goodness. Y'all, we have a friend that started a different Instagram page and it came across our page. And it's her and her husband.
Well, so let's talk about how we ended up liking it, though.
Okay.
So I followed because she was sharing this super cute dress.
Yeah, you didn't want to be like, you don't want people to think you follow for advice.
Yes, was not following for advice. She shared this super cute dress, and I was like, oh, I like that. Look at the little bows. Like, and she was talking about being a woman in her 40s. I'm like, what the hell do we wear now? I'm like, I need some help. Follow. Well, the page took a turn.
She giving advice on sex.
Yeah. They do
BJ's and Beer Thursdays.
Mm-hmm. And
Taco Tuesday.
I was like, and I mean, I know we all have these conversations with like our close girlfriends. Like,
but to put it on
air, and not even just your voice, your face.
You said not just your voice.
Your face too. So like, and some people just don't care. They're like, yeah, that's who I am. What about it?
To be
and
freely
I'm like,
open like that.
I'm like, if my mother or my mother-in-law came across that page, I would die.
So I think in certain settings, like I'm like, good for you, right?
Yeah,
Doing
absolutely.
what you want to do.
I wish I had those guts.
But
Not
living,
like that though.
I mean, sometimes I'm like that, to be authentic and just be open like that. In a small town, it's so hard.
So hard.
You couldn't do that.
Because Courtney and I will have a brilliant idea and we're like, man, never mind.
Can't do that.
Never mind.
Yeah. We'll either get in trouble and get canceled from everything, or everybody would know way too much about
Way too much. Yeah, way too much.
which this podcast probably has done, but I don't feel like I mean, I don't know, I guess. Being authentic is great, and do you. I just do think that sometimes the small town limits what we feel like we can do.
For sure. For sure. Because then you have to think about, like, would Josh or Corey participate in something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Never.
No.
Never. Corey is a very private person. He'd be like, ain't nobody knowing that we haven't.
He's like, they could think our marriage is sexless. I don't give a fuck.
Yep. He would prefer that they thought that versus anything else.
BJ's and beer Thursdays.
And Taco Tuesday. My mother-in-law, for sure. And my own mom. I would never want them. I couldn't look at him.
You'd be like, please don't watch this.
Yeah, couldn't look at him. But she's got a ton of followers.
She does.
Too.
I bet she'll
like,
get more
girl.
too. I think well, and it was more geared to like long-term marriages and women in their 40s and their 50s.
Bringing the spice back.
And I think a lot of people want to know that thing, that stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I feel like I'm bringing up lots of topics.
No, I like it. We're chit-chatting.
I saw something. So this is going to be us being authentic. I saw something that said the softer the wife's life, the more sex the husband's going to have. And I was like, there might be something to that.
When you take the stress out of a woman's life, for sure.
I was like, I got to know if the ladies feel this way. Because I was like, oh, that's silly. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, I think there's something to that.
Yeah.
The less stress you have, the less hustle you have as a female, I think that the more connected you would be.
Yeah. The more connected you would be, the more you would embrace those feminine roles.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do really
because
think
you
that
don't
there's
have all of that other
I'm not saying
shit.
you can't hustle and you can't do that other stuff. I just do really feel personally that
No, totally agree. Totally agree.
Good. I'm glad. I thought about it and was like, I got to know what the girlies think.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't be coming home and being a mute.
I probably wouldn't be mad. He's rolling shit around in his mouth. So true. I'll let you roll something around. Oh my God. I had to. You know, a dad would have said that.
For sure. For sure. You know they be making them jokes. I agree. Mm-hmm. I'm like, one day maybe I'll be a softie.
I think we're definitely a little softer than we were 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
5-10 years ago, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, even 5 years ago, I feel like I was still such a wound up psycho.
Same. Now
I just
turning
let her
into
out
softy.
every once in a while.
Yeah, she does.
She comes out. What's her name, you think?
Oh, shoot. Dorinda.
My dad had an ex-wife named Deirdre, and she was kind of crazy.
What else? What other name? Is there ever a name that you wanted to be called?
No. Just not Desi.
Maybe
that's Desi. She is crazy.
She is crazy when she gets going.
So speaking of the brain issues that I have, you know, I'm going to make an appointment with your doctor.
Okay, do it.
I'm going to get my hormones checked, try to get my life in order.
That's funny. I got that on my card.
And
do it.
Because I'm struggle busting still, like with... It's like sometimes I can't conform. See? Can't even talk. Can't even talk. Can't form a complete sentence without sounding like an absolute moron.
So that is definitely hormone related.
Corey and I were in the living room when they got home from golf last night. Mm-hmm. And I was looking out the window and I'm like, oh no, look, there's a fire cloud.
What the fuck is a fire cloud? Oh, smoke?
Smoke. Smoke from a fire.
Look, there's a fire cloud.
I was like,
I mean, I like it.
what the fuck am I trying to say? It's like I couldn't even get that word. I'm like, am I dying? No, you just have hormones.
I have noticed. Fire cloud.
Fire cloud. What?
I have noticed.
Idiot.
So I started progesterone and testosterone. So I take 100 progesterone at night because it makes you sleepy. So they tell you to take it at night. And then I take a little bit of testosterone every week on Sunday, which you can do once a week, or you could do split that to twice a week. But the testosterone has cleared up a lot of, I mean, I still get a little bit of brain fog, but I just feel more clear now.
I feel like I've had brain fog for like 2 months now at this point. I used to get like a clearing, you know? The clearing is not happening.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to clear. It's
Girl,
not
please,
clearing.
I need a break.
Lord.
You do need to make an appointment, but I've been telling this bitch, her sister's been telling her for 2 years, but I've been telling this bitch for 4 months probably that she needs to make an appointment.
Yeah, but like you try to talk to your doctors about it, right?
Yeah, traditional
and some
doctors
of the things that they say, I'm like, never mind.
Well, you should tell them what. So she, not just her, primary, not just primary care, but her
women doctor,
gynecologist.
Yeah. So if you're a male, maybe skip the next 3 minutes because I don't really want you to hear this, and you probably don't either. But I talked to my doctor about it, and I told him the things that I was feeling, and like the drive is gone, the foggy brain. Like I think I'm having hormone issues, and so they chalk it up to it being talked about on Instagram, right? This doctor, who has been my doctor since before I got pregnant with Sophia, he delivered Sophia. He's been my doctor since. Told me that maybe I need to relax and buy a toy. I was like, are you kidding me right now? So then you immediately shut down and you're like, why would I tell anyone that I'm having problems? So after that happened, I'm just keeping it to myself. I'm just suffering at this point. You know what I mean? Yep. But like if I was a dude telling my doctor I'm having intimacy issues, I am
foggy brain. I don't feel as confident.
I have mood swings.
Not sleeping well.
I don't feel like myself anymore.
Yeah.
There would be no more question. They'd have a prescription for a blue pill.
No. Yeah, I totally agree. And a lot of...
They would not have been like, you need to go home and jack off.
Yeah, no. A lot of doctors, too, are just throwing depression and anxiety meds at women. And that's not helping. No. I saw something this morning. That's why I wrote this down, is do your research. Do your research, because there's a lot more research now that's showing it's better to be on hormone replacement therapy now to help protect your bones, your heart, your brain, your organs. And why not feel better instead of crazy and tired? I saw something that said women between ages 45 and 55 have the highest suicide. The suicide rate between 45 and 55 for women.
Which is really sad, but I do believe that.
I do too. Totally.
I do believe that. And you start to feel like you're going crazy.
It did take me a while. The progesterone, and I could feel that, like the shifts in hormones still happen, but it took about 2 months, I would say 8 to 9 weeks before I was like, oh, this is working.
Yeah. And I'm all about taking 8 to 9 weeks, because in 8 to 9 weeks, I might just not be able to say anything.
Yeah, right.
Like, I think the brain fog really does make it harder for me to socialize too. Yeah. Because I do want to be present and I do want to socialize. I really enjoy it, but one social interaction of about 2 hours takes me out.
Yeah.
And it's probably because I'm digging so hard for fire clouds.
Right.
Can you believe I said that?
No, I actually really love it. That's all I'm going to call him now.
You see that fire cloud?
See that fire cloud? The people will be like, I don't see no fire in the sky.
Well, you've told me your doctor's name and where she works 100 times. All I remember is her first name.
Jamie.
Jamie. That's all I remember. I'm like, I got to find Jamie. Jamie in Boise. That's all I remember. Come on.
I told her I'm going to make the appointment for her.
Please. You know my schedule. You got full access to it. You could drive me there. I'll sit in the passenger seat drooling, trying to put a sentence together.
Licking the window.
Playing with food in my mouth. So yeah, fire cloud, struggle busing.
Yeah. But no, I just really feel like there's so much research now. And if it can help us feel better for that 10-year transition.
For like, you're too young. I'm like, but I have it. But I have the symptoms. And they're like, you only know about it because of Instagram. I'm like, then maybe that should tell you guys something.
Yeah.
Stop sending me home to buy a toy and relax.
Well, I was watching something too that said like a primary care, traditional doctor. It's about like a 3-hour, one day focus on menopause. They don't talk about perimenopause.
Yeah. And I will say that I did mention it to my primary care doctor. It was probably 6 months to a year ago. And he was more willing to listen than my gynecologist. And, you know, he said he did want to wait a little bit longer to test me for it. But I think if I really pushed him, but then that whole, I think I just need to see a female.
No, I do too.
That piece.
And somebody that like does research on it and treats people.
They're trained in it. They're specialized.
Because like Jamie said to me, there's tests. Like we can do tests and know where your progesterone is, your testosterone is, your thyroids and all that. But she said, and as a female, especially in our age, our hormones change so much every day. That a lot of it is based on symptoms. Do you have the brain fog? Do you have the loss of sex drive? Do you have night sweats? Are you having hot flash? Like most, that's what they base it on. Do you have the symptoms?
And it's so crazy because on a day where I feel like I'm having like a swing in hormones, I can feel it in my face.
The puffy?
Like I feel puffy, like my eyes feel super
Swelling.
tired. I can have an amazing night of sleep, but I wake up and it's almost like I have that hormonal headache.
Yeah.
My eyes feel so puffy and I'm
Tired.
exhausted.
Yeah.
And I have seen a difference in you.
Oh, thanks. My husband said that too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
She's a little more chatty.
A little chatty.
Yeah.
It does say the
Probably
progesterone.
because you're not searching for words.
Searching for words, yeah. And another one that I saw too is that your progesterone like tanks so hard after 40, and that is one hormone that women need for like resilience to stressors. As it tanks, you get less resilient, and little things annoy the fuck out of you. So
I believe it.
I think I'm gonna make the appointment.
I'm coming for you, Jamie.
Anybody wants to know who it is, you let me know. I'll let you know. I just don't think we should suffer as females. I think that you should feel happy and confident. Sexy.
I can't sit still. Sorry.
And not feel tired and exhausted all the time.
Yeah. And I don't even care if I feel sexy. I don't even give a shit. I just want to be able to have a conversation without wanting to die.
Yeah. It's nice to feel confident in your skin,
for
though.
sure. Yeah.
Especially at our age, for
Yeah.
shit's sake.
Yep. So, yeah. Have you seen... It's all over Instagram, so it's got to be on TikTok. It was probably on TikTok last week.
Oh, gosh, what is it?
JoJo Siwa, Betty Davis Eyes.
No.
She's doing a cover of that song, Betty Davis Eyes.
I don't think I've heard it.
And the comments on some of the videos are freaking hilarious.
I don't think I've heard the song.
You have?
No.
Hold on, let me find it for you. I'll play it real quick. And so That poor girl, man. She's such
JoJo.
a mess. Here we go.
She's getting married now, right?
I think.
Okay. Never heard
Okay.
it.
So she's like,
Is that her song?
No.
Okay.
So she said, after performing the song live and then seeing the beautiful response to it, I decided to go ahead and record it. Oh, sorry, mute. Hold on. Hey, shh. I decided to record a studio vocal. I'm undecided if I should release it on Spotify or not. Would you want me to? I just want to have the confidence she has. Because people are in the comments.
Rude.
Auto-tune is fighting for its life.
Oh, shit.
I thought the speaker was going out. You can't sing, honey. Like, can you believe people write this stuff? You sound like Marge Simpson.
This is why people don't want to put themselves out there.
Yeah, this is why they hide. This person said, I have never cleared my throat so much in my life. Trying to help her. I'm not sure what's worse, her singing or her dancing. Are you gargling gravel?
Shit's sake.
They are brutal.
Comments on Reels are my fucking favorite.
Yeah, and I would never behave like that on a public forum.
No.
Like, I might laugh and make jokes with my best friend. I would not be like that.
No, me either.
And if I ever saw my kid acting like that on
I
Instagram,
know.
I'd beat her ass.
Yeah. But they're
And they're adults, like in their 60s and 50s, acting that way.
some of them are so funny.
I know.
I'm like, how'd they come up with that?
Yeah.
Because that shit was gold.
Hilarious.
Like, funnier than the real.
Yeah.
Better than the real. You deserve the credit.
Yeah.
Well.
So, anyway. Watch. Your phone's going to show you all Betty Davis now.
Yeah, I haven't seen it at all.
Mm-hmm. It's all over my feed. That's all I see.
I haven't checked.
Probably because I read the comments on a lot of the videos.
I haven't checked our, what's it called, blend in a while. So
It's going to be on there. Probably. It's probably going to be on there.
I'll have to go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
Welcome back, Courtney.
thanks, man.
Welcome back to life.
I'm glad I'm not ashamed of her.
Me too.
Well, like, share, comment. We love y'all. See you later, homegirls.